Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game's worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Starlight Shores, a short visual novel about fractured friendships, adult relationships, and more. Does Starlight Shores deliver? Let's find out. Starlight Shores is a bite-sized visual novel following the complex relationships between you, your childhood friend, and how those relationships change with distance and time. You play as Will, a college student who is invited by his once best friend Theo to a weekend getaway with her roommate, and old school peers Alec and Erica. Will hasn't seen Theo in months, as he took an offer at a college far away from her, and it's clear Theo wants this time to reconnect, or is there something else on her mind? There's a lot of choices to be made over this game's short runtime, and they can significantly change pathways that the story takes. What starts as a stargazing party on the beach could turn into a bender, a game of truth or dare, and what is or isn't revealed affects certain outcomes and eventually the endings. While arguably a romance VN, the game does an excellent job approaching these relationships in a way that's less stereotypical and more adult. Characters' feelings for one another are complex, much like in real life, with many characters not even sure themselves what they want to get out of this weekend getaway. This isn't a VN where the easy solution is just be really nice to the girl you think is the prettiest and it'll all work out. Unraveling how characters actually feel is important. Once you resolve the story for the first time, it's highly encouraged to replay the hour-ish long game and make different choices. This isn't just to get the other endings, but also to uncover exactly what these characters wanted, as different routes will have them open up in different ways, allowing you to make what you think the best decision is on the ideal resolution to the story. As mentioned, it is very short and has a very small cast, only 5 characters in total, with 90% of the game taking place on the same static shot of a beach. It also delves into some more adult topics of anxiety, emotional distress, abusive relationships, and more, though it usually doesn't dwell on it. So yeah, not much more to say about Starlight Shores. It's a short but sweet visual novel about how relationships evolve across distance and when people transition into adulthood, with a surprising number of divergent paths to uncover. So what did I like about Starlight Shores? Well, I was really pleased to play a visual novel where the adult characters, even those romantically interested in each other, actually act like adults and not stereotypes. They come off as having deeper motivations and feelings than just trying to get that one person they're interested in, which for me made them much more compelling. Speaking of which, the characters really made me want to replay the game to get every ending, as well as see every path to try and understand all of their various motivations. It's rare I actually care enough about characters in a video game to go to that length. And lastly, I found the writing overall to be very well crafted, with little of that visual novel curse of over-verbosity that sometimes comes with the genre, with excellent pacing and some standout moments. When it comes to the bad, it has to be mentioned that this game is extremely short, and while I do feel like they did a good job containing pretty much everything within their hour per run scenarios, it definitely feels more palatable at the Steam price of $4 rather than the console price of $12. Additionally, some of the characters' side plots I felt could have been a little better fleshed out, particularly your kind of douchey friend Alec, as while Lena and Theo got a lot of development, Alec and Erica's felt a bit light. And lastly, this is a VN and its focus is on story, not gameplay, with the primary interaction being decision making and reading. While these aren't a con for those who are used to these type of games, it is worth mentioning there isn't much more here than that. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, and don't bother. I think Starlight Shores is a maybe consider, but is definitely a hidden gem. I'm gonna be honest, I play a lot of really short, really bad visual novels made by indie game devs just because I enjoy torturing myself, and I put off playing Starlight Shores because I didn't think I'd enjoy it. But I was surprised that after playing through it, I found myself running through it again and again to get all the endings. It's a charming and surprisingly adult story, paired with likable characters and some great writing overall. My only major issue was the price, considering its length. So if you get it on Steam for $4, I think it's an easy recommend, while on consoles for $12, you might want to wait for a sale. But even if you do have to wait for that sale, if you enjoy visual novels, I do think you should give Starlight Shores a chance. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Starlight Shores in the comments if you've played it, or if you're a visual novel fan, which visual novels you particularly enjoy. Regardless, go out there and maybe give Starlight Shores a look.